Now, how should I describe her? To me, she's a shining star. Whenever I see her walk in, she shines. Okay, so let's welcome to be with us tonight our Diamond President, Tengi So. Tengi, all yours.
Thank you, Wendy. Hi, everyone. A very good evening to all of you. Thank you for joining us via Zoom on the topic of Battle of the Cells. I'm sure all of you are either tuning in from the comfort of your home, your offices, maybe you are on your way back home, and some of you are from as far as the United States, Finland, Seychelles, Philippines. Hello, everyone. Wherever you're from, a very good evening. Okay, in Singapore, we are in the evening, 7:30 plus, and we are coming to you live from our Avita head office. My name is Tengi. If you find my name is quite unique, I was actually born in Myanmar, but I grew up in Singapore. Yeah, and at the same time, those of you who are also watching us from Facebook Live, okay, and for those who knows that friends would like to tune in from Facebook, you can catch us on our Avita official Facebook on web page. Okay, so tonight's topic is really about Battle of the Stars. Better of the cells. Okay, better of the cells. Yes. So what does it mean? Okay, we are all made up of cells. From a baby to no matter how old you are, we are all made up of cells. And especially during this period, you hear so many news, so much information. Sometimes you feel, is this correct? Or is this true? Is this fake? And what's really happening around the world that is affecting our health? Okay, some of you may be fearful of what's going to happen next. All I want to share with you tonight is really about how we can take control of our own health and our own life. Yeah, about 11 years ago, like what Wendy shared, our company launched this cell therapy product called Cells, and it has benefited so many people. And tonight, what I'll be sharing a little bit about is a little bit on biology, of what our body does and what happens inside our body. At the same time, I would like to share what we can do to prevent ourselves from getting sick, catching the virus, no matter what virus it is, and then what we can do going forward to keep our health in a good state and at the same time preserve and enhance our immune system. Okay, shall we start? Yep. Okay, let me show you a little animation. I think some of you are unable to enjoy the freedom of going to the supermarkets, to your grocery store. But in Singapore, we have a little fortune. Okay, imagine yourself going to a grocery store this morning. You were in the queue, and suddenly someone behind you just achoo, sneezed. I think at this current time, all the eyes will be on this person who sneezed. So what actually happened to our body at that time? From the sneeze, the virus, the flu virus or the cold virus actually travel into the person in front of this person or surrounding, and the virus go into our system, okay, and then get stuck into our lung, stick to our lung membrane, lung walls, etc. And thus, this is the start of the virus who is present in our body. Yeah. And then what happens next? You know, our cells are made up of membranes, thick walls that are protecting, and it actually made up of collagen, fats, and also proteins, which helps to really safeguard and allows nutrients, allows certain things to penetrate into our cells. At the same time, also release whatever things that's not necessary outside of our cells, and at the same time forbid entry of certain things. Okay, so that's how our cells work. And when this virus got in, it was very sneaky. It found itself a host to pretend that it is not a virus. Okay, and it hooked on to this host, and then just sneakily get into our cells. Our cells thought it's just a friend, okay, one of your family member, and then you allow it to come in. Then realize, oh my, it's an enemy. It is an enemy that is present inside here. Yeah. So what do? They make an announcement, alert all our cells to come and fight against this enemy. And then at the same time, they help to conquer. At the same time, inform all the other cells about what is this virus like. Okay, so the information is passed down to all the cells. Now the question is, when you meet a super virus, is our army of antibodies strong enough to fight? Okay, do you have enough antibodies in your system to defeat this intruder? That is the main questions that we are looking at in today's era. It's no longer about whether there is a vaccine, but really, is our antibodies, is our immune system strong enough to fight against all these viruses? Tonight, I'm not going to talk about what is COVID-19. I think you have enough information about it. What I'm going to talk about will be what we can do to safeguard against not only COVID-19, but also against any other viruses. Yeah? So our cells function, this is basically the cross-sectional diagram of our cells, okay? And what does it do? It will have instructions that will give the cells what are the things they need to manufacture, okay? It will be made up of proteins, okay? At the same time, fats, okay? Then there's a factory that process it, and then you also have the membrane. Okay, the cell membrane becomes a very important component here. Okay, cell membrane, we actually makes up of, we have the cell matrix, which forms like a layer that is very strong. It prevents cells from other things, nutrients and all that from escaping, and also intruders from coming into our cells. Yeah. So when this collagen or the cell membrane gets weakened down, okay, weakened down, that's the time where our system weakens and our aging starts. Okay, in our normal aging process, when you're 30-year-old, 45-year-old, and 60 years old, we can tell the difference. You notice that your skin don't look so firm, we don't look so radiant, we start to have lines form. So we always think that collagen actually causes our skin and our looks to be aged and all that. But actually, it's not just collagen, it's our cell matrix. Okay, when all these get weakened up, we start to look older than our age. Nowadays, we even saw people who are experiencing premature aging. Like, you tend to look older. Like, maybe you are from the same cohort, you graduated at the same time, but when you go for your class reunion, your 10th anniversary, 20th anniversary, you notice that some of us don't look that different from when we left school. Some look very different. What is the factor? Really is how fast we age, okay? And some of us, we know that people they may be in their 60s, but some still look like they are 45. So what is the secret? It's not just the amount of skincare that they use, it's really is from inside. And what is affecting the health of our cells, the matrix of our cell membrane, etc., is really we look at the environment that we are in. I'm sure you have been reading news about when everybody in countries like Italy, in countries like Philippines, even in the United States, when the country is under lockdown, the whole environment changed. There's lesser pollution, and then the sea is much cleaner. And for the first time, I see Manila traffic from the photos. The highways are clear of traffic. At the same time, the sky is so clear, so blue, so beautiful. So we were originally like that. But all due to our lifestyle changes, all these are the source of free radicals. So what are some of the free radicals? Okay, it can be from work stress, pollutions in the environment. Okay, unhealthy eating habits. We have been eating out a lot, where food are laden with chemical preservatives, etc. Okay, and then we are taking lots of synthetic drugs or medicine, which are also a form of source of free radical. And then inflammation, which is the root of all diseases, is always happening. We have Wi-Fi everywhere. We can't live without Wi-Fi. Now that many countries are under lockdown, people are staying home, the telco companies are giving a lot of free Wi-Fi access, free data access. Okay, all these are causing a lot of free radicals in our environment. The radiation from the sun, as well as radiation from all these equipment, electronic equipment, gadgets, etc. It causes the immune to be in a disorder state. Okay, from the radiation, fertilizers that are using chemical fertilizing, etc. So what is causing all this? Okay, these free radicals causes oxidative stress and damage to our cell membrane. They start to attack our cell membrane, and then it starts to get loosened up, just like a gate. Okay, when you get attacked so much, it gets to have holes, it gets to have loosening up of the cell membrane, and then damage starts to happen. So when these free radicals causes oxidative stress, chronic inflammation, chronic diseases, and physical aging, okay, all these start to make havoc in our system, in our body. Even as early as 2004, there has been this article in New Time magazine that states that inflammation is the secret killer of all diseases, including heart attacks, Alzheimer's, everything. Okay, so the main root of issues is inflammation. And what does chronic inflammation cause to our body? It creates chronic diseases. What are some of the chronic diseases? In terms of joints, people have arthritis, rheumatism. Okay, this is a form of inflammation of our joints. For the skin, people develop eczema, psoriasis, and etc. Heart, hypertension, cardiac arrest, hypertensive ED, erectile dysfunction. In terms of lung, asthma, cancer, kidney, digestive system, our eyes, okay, multiple organs. All these causes, the main root of all these causes is chronic inflammation. So if you know that this is the main cause, if we can do something about anti-inflammation, that will be on our way to finding a remedy. And what does all this cause globally? It is not just a disease, a health condition that disrupts you. Actually, it disrupts everybody because it is caused by a lifestyle development. Here we look at the chart of diabetes epidemic. Okay, about 4 years ago in Singapore, our Prime Minister identified as diabetes is a very chronic issue that is affecting Singapore. Okay, when he made that speech in his National Day rally, we know it is crucial, it is important, because he won't mention it if it doesn't affect at a large scale level. So from that year onwards, after that, that fateful speech, all our propaganda, our education, including how we eat our food, how the food is consumed, the lifestyle, there was a drastic change to reduce the number of diabetic cases in Singapore. What does it mean? As you know, Singapore is a small country. We are less than 6 million people population. We do not have natural resources, human resources. Human is our workforce as well as our most important resources. So thus, we cannot have a sick society. We cannot have a workforce that is depleting or is down with illness. It will be taxing to our government system and our healthcare system. Yeah. So we look at diabetes being increasing. Is it only affecting Singapore? I don't think so. Okay, this is an issue that a lot of countries, many countries are facing.